My mood in terms of how I look at the world improved of late. I mean, the world is opening up, people are back at work, bands are playing, and folks are traveling again. Sure, we still have restrictions, crazy things happening here and there. Unfortunately, it's the bad with the good, but you know, however you look at it, it's a clear sign that the world is moving again. So we're in Sydney. It is my first time here in Australia and I'm excited. So just an update, we're required to wear masks here. Just a quick note on the quarantine, self-isolation, self-testing when you reach your hotel or your home. If you're positive, then you gotta isolate yourself. If you're negative, then just ignore it. So there's a lot of honesty system going on here. We are here, of course, because of Metzeler and Moto World. Oh, I'm sorry. For our first trip in 2022, we're gonna tackle some tires. Metzeler tires, that is. This time, we are off to New South Wales in Australia, about 80 kilometers away from the Sydney International Airport. Hello, how are you, Metzeler? Looks like you're the right guy. How are you, sir?
Hello.
사랑해.
안녕하세요.
Hi.
你好.
你好漂亮. Because I had a girlfriend from Hong Kong, I had to say that. Now mind you, tires are not exactly the easiest things to assess. More often than not, we are tuning ourselves to the bike first before anything else, right? When we first ride on a bike. There are a couple of ways to sum up rubber. One is to keep one tire model as a control, then try many bikes using the same set of tires. Or use many tires on one bike to compare. You can imagine the logistics on the latter, so for this trip, we're gonna have the former. Different bikes slapped with the same set of tires. So we're at the Crown Plaza, and I'm gonna show you right now the bikes that we are gonna use. Ta-da! So we have a BMW triple black 1250, Husqvarna. We got a couple of Ducatis, more BMWs over there. The numbers look good, and it looks like the pandemic did Metzeler well in terms of fiddle time with their tires. The Karoo 3 is an absolute fave amongst adventure riders, and likewise the Tourance. These models are pretty tough to beat, to the point of me saying, you know, if it ain't broke, then why mess with it, right? Will it be same old, or a true improvement? We shall see. And we're off. Australia was wet. Perfect, I thought. We're in proper conditions to try out M tires. For today, we're gonna be rolling on the new Karoo 4s first, so this ride was gonna be a mix of on-road and more of off-road in wet conditions.
So it's quite a lot of off-road. We don't have to get too far out of town before we're off the bitumen, which is great. Like any off-road riding, expect the unexpected is the best thing to remember when you're riding adventure bikes.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody.
I'm gonna tell you this early, Australia is beautiful. We were set to ride the best roads Australia has to offer. The Karoo 4 has a front single compound offering harder and more resistant rubber. It's also got a wide operating temp range. The Knobbies is a patented multi-pitch layout. Its multi-sequence tread pitch reduces tire noise and is very smooth. Now, this is one of the apparent jumps of the Karoo 4 from the Karoo 3. I mean, because of how it looks, I was expecting the usual rumble from such designed tires, and to my pleasant surprise, it was quiet. I had to look and look again to make sure I was on Karoos when I was on road. Pretty impressive. While these are ideally for those adventure riders who have a lot of dirt on their minds, Metzeler still upped the game and still had something to offer for on-road adventure riders, and that are quiet knobbies. It actually felt at home on road. Of course, this assessment is an initial observation. We haven't gotten to dirt yet. These are brand new tires in wet conditions, very difficult to push them just yet. The Karoo 4 also has what they call a transversal knob layout, which means better off-road traction while at the same time still having directionality, and road stability, which just means it'll give you what you need in both off-road and on-road conditions. The tread design is also a step forward in betterness. The pattern works to trap mud so it clears the mud towards the side for better traction. And because of how the grooves are designed, the tire is cleaning itself as you move along. It's also got Dymatech, which stands for Dynamic Mold Angle Technology. Here you have several angles at the groove walls to optimize tread resistance and have wear uniformity. The Karoo 4s are equipped with Interact for its radial construction. Steel belt, of course.
Another place to hide it all. And I
The pandemic got me sluggish with international rides. It's a different mindset. You see, you're not home, plus your mind is assessing many things, including riding on the left side of the road. But that didn't stop me from appreciating what the Karoo 4 could offer. We had a good dose of off-road. We were slicking and sliding, and I must say, the Karoo is every bit just a better tire from the Karoo 3. And with the Karoo 3's reputation amongst riders, this is saying a lot. Australia is quite the sight, and after going through the roads, I now get why there are many excellent Aussie riders. I was in a good and very spirited bunch, and the company pushed the bikes and tires really hard. In off-road with wet, muddy corners, it can get hairy, but with skill, and if you know what you're doing, the Karoo 4s can get you out of anything. On the Karoo 4s, I got to ride the Husqvarna Norden and the adventure staple BMW GS 1250. With both bikes, the Karoo 4 dug in the mud where it was supposed to and clawed its way out of situations where other tires would have a harder time. I felt that with both bikes with the Karoo 4. Of course, this trip would not be complete without learning some Aussie slang, right? Hello, Boris.
Hi,
It's
mate.
a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to
I've
meet
been
you
tailing
too.
him. Pretty good rider, too. And
What he means is I didn't die in front of him.
you gotta teach me some of these
Okay.
Aussie slangs. I know so far Akadaka, it's AC/DC.
Yep.
Muzo, I overheard you guys say is a musician.
No, not Muso. Muso.
Muzo.
Muso. Yeah.
Muzo. Okay. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
you are from Moto PG, one
Yeah.
of the best podcasts for motorcycles out there. Everybody check out his podcast. They're like pissing on MotoGP a lot and stuff like that. But anyway, tell us about Aussie slangs.
One of my personal favourites is always, we're not here to fuck spiders. It's when you set out on a great, something great to do, you know, like you go to a racetrack and you look at your pit crew and you go, we're not here to fuck spiders, let's go racing.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So no bullshit.
No
You just-
bullshit, we're not here to fuck around, we're here to go, so we're
But
not here
why
to fuck.
spiders in particular?
Do I know? It's one of those
Okay,
things.
it's one of those things.
One of those
Okay,
things,
okay.
right?
What else?
So,
What else?
Tighter than a nun's nasty.
Tighter than a nun's nest. I think I don't want to know. I think I get a pretty.
And there's drier than a dead dingo's donger.
A dingo is it's
A wild dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Native wild dog to
drier
Australia.
than a dingo's.
Donger.
What's a donga? then?
Penis.
Okay.
So
Drier.
it's drier than a dead one.
Okay, okay. Well, man, thank you so much. It's
man,
a
a pleasure.
pleasure. We're not here to fuck the spiders. We're here to
No,
ride.
dude, we're not here to fuck spiders.
Oh, sorry.
Not the spiders.
Okay, we're not here to fuck spiders. There you go. All right, thank you, man. Cheers.
Man.
I actually learned more Aussie slang as we went along, and I felt smarter already. I felt more in command of the English language after speaking with Boris. Oh, speaking of tight, the next set of tires that we tried are the Tourance Next 2 tires. These are road-oriented this time. My goodness, mate, because of these tires, you'll hit those corners tighter than a nun's nasty. These tires stick like poo on a doona. Yeah. The Tourance Next 2 has a multi-pitch knob layout, so like the Karoo 4s, Metzeler gave the same thought and importance on tire noise. As I have said before, everything from wind noise, engine, road, tire noise pollution can contribute to rider fatigue, and fatigue is not good for a rider. These tires are smooth and quiet. According to Metzeler, they also enhanced the braking and edge grip, which will give the rider a better feeling of control and stability. These tires totally complemented the braking of the Multistrada that I was on. Its grip was up to par with the stopping power of the Ducati. The Tourance Next 2 also has new adaptive silica at 80% featuring SBR liquid polymers. This is what makes these tires less dangerous on wet roads with better rubber consistency and stability. Like the Karoo 4, the Tourance Next 2 also has Dymatech, so very good at the bends with more uniform tread wear. Can this tire go off-road? Well, sorta. It has some steep grooves for lateral stability with efficient water dispersion. It's also got a center compound stripe, which is about 40 to 45 mm wide. This is good for wet performance as well, while keeping rubber rigidity and solidity. So with off-road, yeah, but not with too much dirt. Riding Metzeler's all day the day before got me getting and understanding the Tourance Next 2 better the next day. Yes, these are two very different tires, but you can tell they are family with certain traits consistent across the board. I'm speaking of grip and when braking. The Tourance Next 2 got us riding around New South Wales in very nice twisties with ease. I felt because of friction time on them, I was able to push these more, and boy, they really grip. I was cautious in watery spots and light dirt here and there, but as you get used to them, you will end up giving up caution to give way to reliance on the tires more in these situations. Overall, Metzeler has done quite the number with these two tires. You can trust it with everything you've got. It looks great, it grips great, and they stop remarkably and can stand any set of brakes out there. Between the two, I feel the technological breakthrough is with the Karoo 4. What they did with it acoustically is just mind-boggling, and how it behaves in the mud shows us that even nature can be controlled. Congratulations, Metzeler. You aren't here to fuck spiders. Well done. This is Zach from Makina Stuff. Ciao.
The gang, they're trying to catch me if they wanted to hang, 'cause I'm back on the track and I'm being in a flame. Nobody's gonna get me on another race. So look at me now, I'm just making my pay. Don't try to push your luck, just get out of my way, 'cause I'm back. Yes,